This is the story of marketing that really is the reality of it. The reason why Naturalslim became successful is a combination of all those things. The reason why AGM exists is because Naturalslim existed. If I don't place that phone call, if I don't change that, instead of having 2,400 videos today, we would have 1,900 videos today. Those little moments in which you take action could change the entire future for yourself and your organization. I wanted to show you something very quickly here, the history of our marketing over the years. The company Naturalslim was born in Puerto Rico 25 years ago. Just so you guys know, 17 years in the making. 2008, the company is born. This is what happened. What got us to today. So 2010, I found those distribution in the USA for the book. I just cold call distributors. Cold call. I think I got 158 rejections before a company called New Leaf Distributions said, I'm interested. Send us your dad book. Let's see if we can actually find a spot for it. And that began. The process of getting my dad's book in the United States distributed began at that point. And then they started putting the book in Barnes & Noble's, Borders, before Borders shut down, and so on. This happened in 2010. 2012, the birth of 𝗙𝗢𝗟𝗪𝗪 TV YouTube channel. 2013, started executing on the omnipresent strategy for 𝗙𝗢𝗪𝗪 TV, taking my dad's content and, okay, you know what? Maybe we should do Facebook. Let's take the same videos and put them on Facebook, right? The same exact videos. This is before short form content, before let's take little clips out. None of that stuff existed. We took the exact same videos, we put them out there. 2014, the birth of Amazon. Jorge was the one that introduced me to Amazon. Are you telling me that Amazon is not the one selling all this stuff? I can actually sell my stuff? So he's the one that brought that concept, and then we started on the Amazon world and we launched the first product. And that was Coco 10 Plus, the first one that we ever launched. Look at this. This is me and Jorge. Young pups right here. 2015, I introduced my father and Jorge to live content. So around that time, there's this thing called live streaming that was born. And I was one of the first ones to jump on that opportunity when I saw it. And I said, YouTube Live. We're going to start with that. And I called my dad and I said, Dad, we got to do this. All right, let's go. You bring a camera, you bring Jorge. I'm going to show you guys how to set up. And then Jorge and my dad arrived with equipment to my house in Texas. And we recorded a few episodes live in YouTube, 𝗙𝗢𝗪𝗪𝗪 TV, 2015 from my house. I ran the show. So that was the start of YouTube live content. Shortly after that, Facebook live content. I had a conversation with my dad in 2016. And he was doing 4 videos a week for 5 years. That's what he was doing. This is around the birth of AGM, okay? Around the same exact moment that AGM was getting formed. So around that time, Dr. Berg hires me. I'm 7 people team or something like that. And then Dr. Berg is doing 14 videos a week. And I said, Dad, you're doing 4. He's doing 14. It's not going to cut it. All right, we got to fix this. And then he's like, okay, fine. I put Jorge on the line. Jorge, we got to step it up. We got to do 7 videos. And he started doing 7. And I did the math. If I don't place that phone call, if I don't change that, instead of having 2,400 videos today, we would have 1,000. That's a big deal because of that particular moment. You see, those little moments in life change the future. Those little moments in which you take action could change the entire future for yourself and your organization. Those videos that I made my dad produce, he passed away 4 years ago. Content is over. It's done. Those 500 videos that he made extra help us reach billions of people. If I don't make that call, he keeps on making 4 videos forever until the day that we lose him. You see how important that is? Decisions that you make today change your future. That happens at a personal level and at a professional level. So that was 2016. We increased the content. It really was inspired by Dr. Berg because I was like, oh, Dad, you're slacking, right? What do you mean 4 videos? Let's go. So then 2016, we become a great success story. 𝗙𝗢𝗪𝗪𝗪 TV is growing like crazy now. We are now getting a lot of discovery on the platform. Phones are ringing. I built a line with Gary Vaynerchuk. Gary starts promoting a new book called the Ask Gary V book. And then he pitches me, he closes me. He was a closer. He says, listen, Manuel, you want to come over here? Great success story. Come over here with your dad. If you buy 1,000 of my books, I'll give you a consult. And I called my dad and said, Dad, you want to go half and half? Let's go. And we bought 1,000 of his books. Big investment. It was 15 grand at that point. It was a lot of money. We did it. We went to New York. I took my dad, I took Jorge Torres, and I took my wife. And we sat down with Gary. I had one goal in mind. I wanted to get my dad fully out of the traditional world into the online world. Like I wanted to get him fully committed. He was already like 50% committed. He was still spending a lot of money on television that was not really working anymore, right? So I said, maybe Gary can help me. So Gary did his thing. And then Gary said, listen, opportunity. I'm not going to forget this day. Special moment in our history. He said, I'm going to give you, this is one piece of advice. And if all you came to receive was this advice, then your time was well invested. You ready for this? He said, take everything that you have, put the least take home in your pocket to put the rest on Facebook. It's an opportunity. It's going to go away. Do that. You're going to see yourself skyrocket. The whole Metabolismo TV concept was born from the Wine Library TV concept. For anybody that knows Gary's story, it was born from that book that was called Crush It. Gary's opinion had a lot of power. Gary goes way back. Like we just went very heavy with his content, his education. So he said that to us, like with this intensity. We got on the car, on the taxi, on the way to the hotel. And my dad said, okay, let's go. Let's go all in. Let's go there. Manuel, I believe in you now. So it impinged on him. He took money out of television. We went all in on Facebook. My dad unleashed me. He literally unleashed me. He said, let's go. Manuel, let's do it. Let's build a social media world. He was still being a salesperson. He was still putting himself on television and be like, this is Naturalslim. Come and visit us at our store. Instead of that, we just went heavy with content. Education. My dad is not a salesman. Nobody out there thinks he's a salesman. We created a reputation of him being an educator, and people call us with their credit cards in their hands because they believe in whatever he says. So we use social media to create that reputation. We took him out of television. 2017, thumbnail era began here. 2017, this whole thing became important. Like, oh my God. So it's okay for you to show up, but you got to get people to click on your content now. Okay, well, there's this thing called thumbnails on YouTube. We had over 1,000 videos and we didn't have any thumbnails. They were all selected by the YouTube algorithm from the video itself. So we went on a push, right? And just like everything that happened along the way, I pushed it on my guy, Jorge Torres, and then he started making thumbnails. We actually made a list. So then he started taking the videos with the most views and started creating a thumbnail for those videos. And then as soon as we started doing that, boom, explosion of the YouTube channel. We went from having 10,000 subscribers a month to 70,000 subscribers a month. We just went like, boom, explosion. 2017, we celebrated 1 million subscribers. It was a very special year. 1 million subscribers. Now we get 1 million subscribers every 10 months. But it took us 6 years of hard work to get there. And it was all these different strategies that got us there. 2018, the birth of Shopify. My father was like driven by service, not by sales. He really was. So he didn't want to be known as a product brand. He wanted to always be known as a service brand. He was a romantic about it. 2018, we also got the birth of what we call the thumb stoppers. I started seeing content that was like short form videos, still not vertical. This is not reels. Short form videos that were like from the 10-minute video that my dad made, we would take 2-minute videos and then summarize it and then attention grabbing elements. And these things started taking off like a rocket ship. 2019, the most important marketing strategy I've ever executed on, ManyChat, 250,000 new leads came in 6 weeks with that one. 2020, the explosion of e-commerce occurred here. Why? COVID-19, right? COVID-19 hits. That was the birth of marketing of products on social media. After a conversation, the policy got shredded and I was allowed to market on social media and the company took off. Explosion. And a massive explosion right here because I was allowed to, for the first time, market products on social media. 2020 was the birth of like the reels and the short form and so on. And we've been riding that wave ever since. But this is the story of marketing that really, really is the reality of it and not the, oh, they gotten so lucky. The reason why Naturalslim became successful is a combination of all those things. The reason why AGM exists is because Naturalslim existed. We are a product of our decisions over our last several years. We are here because of our hard work, and all of you guys independently will be in a certain position in the future because of the decisions that you make today.